Greetings, fellow mortals, and welcome to my 100 Days of Making College. That's not right. It's 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge, day 58 to 59. Before your screen, you shall see the wonderful spectacle of me drawing cat people. Great. On what looks like to be an iPhone, not in landscape, in portrait view, but obviously this is a screencast, so I wasn't using an iPhone to screencast. That's impossible. Yes, but if you saw that flash of like this guy in a red shirt, and if you pause at that moment, you'll understand why it is this small. And as I will probably state later on, it's because I was watching a YouTube video. Again, if you pause it and you look at the face of the guy, you'll probably figure out whose YouTube video I was watching. And if you're keen enough, you may just figure out exactly which one. The search is on, guys. Go forth and stalk me. Joke, no, don't do that. So yeah, cat people. Weird angles of drawing cat people. Yeah, I woke up late today, so I started late, so I'll end late. This will probably go up the day after the 59th day. You know? Anyway. This is not the only thing I'll be showing you, and this is not only commentary I shall be giving you. So for now, and for a little bit, I will shut up and let y'all enjoy the beautiful speed sketch of me drawing cat people in a less than comfortable screen. Enjoy! Okie dokie, so I did not record this part of my work today. Yeah, I did not record doing this, but I did it today. The reason why I didn't is because I was watching a YouTube video simultaneously, and because of that, if you notice the speed drawing, the screen is really small and not very fun to look at. So I guess I'd rather just show everything right now. Boop. So yes, this is the Mew Mew page I did, and this is the last page of this issue. And yes, although I want to publish this online, because you know it's cats and the internet, they mix this. I one of the main reasons why I actually even thought or started generating ideas on making a story about cats, which eventually stumbled into a gigantic universe thing, as things usually do. I made a bunch of stickers, and actually, I'll see if I can actually. Ooh, my god. I'll see if I can actually. Oh, there it is. I didn't have to look far. Here they are. These are the cat stickers I made for a charity thing that my class, that my batch had to do for. It's part of college. Like, we have to do a service thing. Some people go to like reserve military. Some people do public service. Some people teach children. And we did the public service, and this is what I did for a fundraiser. And so I started to make stories about them because, why not? Why not? And the reason why even was because for certain cons that focus on indie comics, there's sort of a requirement that all your merchandise has to be in line with comics you produce. So basically, that means no fan art and no arts and prints of properties you don't own or random things. That has to be in line with your comic. And of course, not everybody follows that, but I generally do. So this is the did I say that this is the last page? Yes, this is the last page of the issue. I'm probably gonna tomorrow. I'm gonna write the next few so I can start sketching them, and then I'm gonna start inking and doing the grays for the pages the previous pages that I'm not doing. Okay, I sort of went to the next picture without telling you what's going on. Okay, so the thing is that over the past week and ever since I stopped doing Oddity, I've been trying to figure out how to actually color things. Yeah, and actually draw people. And so earlier this week, this is what I did. I drew a person. The thing is that this is the easiest head and head direction for me. It's both the easiest head direction and easiest gender. It's easiest head direction, easiest gender, easiest body part for me to do. So this is the most easiest thing. And the reason why it's most easy is because when I was in school and I was bored, it's not like I would doodle the entire human body. I would doodle faces and heads, so doing heads became just randomly easy. Yeah. And I also did another one there. And this one I experimented more in color because like how you're supposed to on the wheel thing, you're supposed to move when you go to shadows and stuff, and you're supposed to move this way as well. Here for the hair I tried higher saturation for the shadows and lower saturation for the highlights and see what that does. I think the style's pretty G. I mean, like, if I continue it, it's a bit like it's cell shading, but I'm not actually using the lasso. I'm not using the lasso. I'm using the G pen. I've actually tried it with other pens, but for some reason it works with the G pen more than everything else. More than everything else, it works better with the G pen. This is another crappy sketch. This one is when I tried to draw human body. I don't think it worked. I mean, it's an interesting pose, but like, can you see how strange the head looks? It doesn't look like the way I usually draw heads. And I also have no idea how to put clothes on her, which is a problem. I'm not sure. See there, I tried to draw clothes. Bye bye. Yeah, I usually when I do sketches, there's like 3 layers, which is why sketches of humans, if I try to do a full body of a human, it usually takes about 3 layers of things. So usually first is the, well, actually I did 2 layers on this one, but first is the skeleton layer. You know, you see that part, the parts with the circles and the sticks, that layer. Then afterwards there's this muscularish layer, which is a bunch of tubes. I think I deleted that layer. And then then after the tubes layer, I go with I start molding the body, which is mostly what you see here. Actually, it was in a separate layer, and then I merged it. Yeah, but I don't like it. It doesn't feel right. Well, at least it's dynamic, but it's a more dynamic pose there. But it still doesn't make sense. Why is she turning that way? Why is she holding a fist? What's going on? Why is she looking up? The pose makes no sense. I don't know when I would ever pose a person like this. Maybe like if I were to draw Scooby-Doo and I'd change this to an open palm or something. Yeah, I don't know. So, I also did figure drawing practice. Okay, these don't look like figures, but then like, especially the ones up there, I can actually show you the beginnings of this drawing. Okay, let's see, where is it? Ah! Here. Okay, wait, I'll just take away that layer. Okay. Oh, where is the skeleton thing? Where can it be? There's the skeleton thing. Maybe I should increase the... There! That's what I started with. A skeleton. Then I placed flesh in the skeleton. And then I drew head and hand. Then I placed face on skeleton. Flesh skeleton. Skeleton who draped muscles on. Then I put clothes. And then it looks like how it looks now. This one's a bit more muscular. Okay, I'll show you how the skeleton things for this one. Where did I Okay, so I actually moved the skeleton. I moved it. I made him smaller. Then I moved him beside the boy in the weird outfit with the watch. Again, I have no idea why he's doing that pose. There's no reason for him to be doing that pose. Which is a problem. Like, what if I can only do these awkward poses? What if I can't do an actual pose that makes sense in a situation? You know? So, here. This time I didn't start... Okay, wait, did I start with... No, I didn't start with the skeleton thing this time. I think this time I started with a box and a triangle. The box is for the chest area, the triangle is for the crotch area. Then I tried to draw clothes on him, and then I actually tried several clothes, and I ended up with this. But then it doesn't really look like clothes. It looks like I drew... It looks like I painted his body at a certain area in order to create the impression that there indeed are clothes. However, there are none. Yeah. That's what happened. And over years, me trying to draw his face, which, as most of my drawings that start out with the body, the face doesn't look that great. Yeah. But in the final drawing is that thing up there, which I guess I can say it looks better. I guess the face looks decent. I guess. Does his face look decent to you?
Yes.
The hair doesn't look that great. I feel like he has weird Tintin, not Tintin hair.
It looks like a super colored brother.
Bye, Kyle. That was my sister. I'm sorry. I don't want to retake this. I said so many things in one take. Okay, so just yesterday, the reason why I wasn't able to film yesterday was because I woke up in the afternoon, after which I had to get ready because there was my aunt had a celebration. Then I came back a bit late, and then I started late. So it was late, and for some reason the internet wasn't good. There's no way for me to actually do the live stream thing. Then again, like if I were able to clear enough space in my laptop, I'd stop doing that. Because you know, it gets a bit sad when there's no one there. So yes, this is a character that I drew, that I made. I actually planned the comics that I want to make. It's a bit like a long-term plan where then to do what, then afterwards, after I do this comic, what would I do next? And the reason why I didn't start out with this one was because, yeah, I need to be able to draw people, and it's a superhero comic, so I have to draw people in action poses, which I can attest I still am not good at, and I still have no idea how to do that in an effective and efficient way. So I'm not doing that right now. I'm doing the one about cats and the one about... Yeah, but then like, I already have a plan for what I'm gonna do with this comic, basically. So that's the character for that thing that may or may not happen. You know what, actually, if you look at the tiers of what I'm planning to do, everything that I'm not doing now is all speculative, but my plan is as follows. It's supposed to be as follows, and this has been my plan for ever since I started Oddity, and before that, the first comic I'll be doing would be Oddity. Would be Oddity because it will help me figure out how to draw people and how to draw backgrounds and how to do this efficiently. Yeah. Then afterwards I do Mew Mew, mostly because Mew Mew will help me with composition more. Because of the simpler figures, I'd be able to pose them in different environments and different angles much better than if I were to do it in Oddity. And again, Oddity is a horror comic, and I don't want to do too extreme. I don't plan to do extreme angles with it. At the very beginning of me thinking about how I'm gonna do the panels for Oddity, I never planned extreme angles. Then I would do this comic, the one about superheroes. Actually, maybe there's a comic before that that's also about superheroes, but it's shorter. Then there's this one, which is about the superhero Teen Titans like team. And afterwards there's another one, which is about adult superheroes, which is a bit like Astro City. A bit like it, but not. It's a bit like Astro City. Yeah. I just said a bunch of things. You probably don't care, but I just said a bunch of things. So here, I tried to draw a person, but I realized, again, she's doing the awkward pose. This is my character. And she has an awkward pose. A pose that makes no sense. Why is she making that pose? Like, from her head to her waist. It makes sense for her to be gesturing that way. At her waist downwards. What is she doing with her legs and her arm? I don't know. So I have no idea. if that will be my problem forever. Hello, audience. Audience, hello, are you still listening? If you, by any chance, know how to not make these awkward poses, yeah, can you tell me how? I know it could be actually planning it beforehand, but then like, if you were, I know a lot of people sketch things, and sometimes people sketch things and their poses aren't awkward. I know because I watch a lot of sketchbook videos and they make lots of non-awkward poses. And these are sketches, so I don't expect them to have like a reference for every single one of them, especially the roughly drawn ones. So I guess I expect I should be able to sketch something without awkward pose thing. Awkward pose syndrome? That should be a new art syndrome. Awkward pose syndrome. Okay, without them making awkward poses. You know how people are like really big on the same face syndrome? It should be awkward pose syndrome. That's more terrifying because I've like, it's stylistically okay for all of your drawings to have similar faces ish. It's not a big sin, and then not to be able to position, you know, people in drawings properly. That's bad. That's worse. This is so bad. This is like, how many times have I shown you an awkwardly posed person? But wait, I drew this character again, and this time she doesn't have that much of an awkward pose. There. See, that pose isn't awkward. It makes sense. And this time, in case you don't see this actual... I did a proper skeleton for this one, by the way. But for this one, in case you don't see, I just used a triangle for the body and a triangle-ish thing for the crotch thing area. And for some reason, it looks okay and her pose seems to flow. And she's an alien, so it makes sense why she's looking up. Her hands on her hips because that's a comfortable place to put your hands, and her legs look like they're about to move. They're like moving slightly, but not really. So it looks great, I think. Unless you, the audience, has something to say, bad to say about it, you're free to say it in the comment section, if you would please. But then I'm really proud of this. Then I realized I had no idea how to put clothes on her. How do you put clothes on people? I don't know. Like, once I actually draw them properly, the problem is how to put clothes on them. Yeah, but then like, I've tried roughly to do this, which I'm not sure if it makes sense, but that's supposed to be like fishnets, bra. That's supposed to be, you know, superheroes, super undies or something. Like this one, except for, like, instead of pants. And my problem is, the top and the bottom are fine to drape those over the body as such. But my problem is mostly around the belly area. Like, if you were to put clothes that cut off there, how would you put the rim of the clothes? Would it be straight or would it curve? Would you curve it or would you make it? I know it's not directly straight. There has to be a way to figure out how you're supposed to put that line that delineates skin, that delineates flesh from clothing. So yeah, that looks pretty G. Take it off. I also tried another outfit, this one, because she's an alien and her powers have something to do with horns. Like okay, now it makes me seem like a 12-year-old in DeviantArt or something. But my idea for her is that her powers are psychic powers which are dependent on her horns, because like they're aliens and they're alien shapeshifters, but there's one part of them that remains all the time, and that's their horns, because their horns increase their powers. Now that I'm telling you this idea, it may seem like they're antennas, but they're not. But yeah, they're not antennas. Basically, in universe it makes sense. I don't really want to tell the internet, because you know how OC ideas just like proliferate, and there's this OC cycle of people making OCs based on OCs based on OCs based on OCs based on OCs. Very self-derivative. So I don't really want to tell people about my OC, because they might know how derivative it is of other OCs. Or, well, usually the person making the OC doesn't know, so I don't know how derivative it is of other people's similar-ish works. And I also don't know what I also don't want people to create an OC based on this OC, because it's very much derivative of... Basically, I don't want to talk too much about my OCs, because I fear that if I talk too much about them, either people will realize where my ideas come from, or people will realize how much similar their OC is, or people will just make OCs just like mine. I don't know. It's a fear of human beings creating original things, but if you share them, the world will succumb to it as theirs. But I really, yeah, I want to say, because it's the most unique thing I ever thought of when regards to horns and psychic powers. Then again, it might just because I watched Lucy. Lucy's not the name of the anime and manga. Something about, Elfen Lied. Have you watched that anime or read that manga? I don't know, her powers are based on that-ish. Actually, never mind. I just told you where I derived this. This is an OC that this power came from this, that, but the origin of everything has come from Elfen Lied. I just realized that right now. As we speak, I just realized what my inspiration was. Elfen Lied. Oh my god. But, you see... the character just got really weird. I just got weirded out by my own character. Anyway, it's a very Elfen Lied-esque power set there. I just told you everything. Anyway. She's wearing a bathing suit here. And the question would be, why? Why would you make a character wear a bathing suit? She's female. Females shouldn't wear bathing suits when they're fighting things. Female superheroes shouldn't wear bathing suits. Well, that's the thing. She's an alien, and I have no idea what to give her an outfit for, or how I should make her outfit look like when she's not in casual. Whether it should just be the same as when she's in casual, as the thing I showed prior, the one with lots of fishnets, or if I should just make a different one altogether. Her skin isn't skin colored. It's not. She has this alien princess, Starfire thing going on, but she's not orange. I think it's a bit purple grayish, I think, which is closer to her real skin color from back home. You know, less modifications, so she could just less stress on the body and so on and so forth. But yeah, I don't know what outfit I should give her. What's a good alien outfit? But then again, like, in the context of her story, like, they don't really wear clothes where she comes from. They're shapeshifters. What they show as clothes, or what we perceive or what we would interpret as clothing, is basically them shapeshifting to look like they have some sort of an outer covering, or they could be wearing some sort of armor that shapeshifts with them. But they don't really wear clothes, because they don't really have anything to cover. Anyway, I don't know how to make the costume design for this one's not well thought out. Then again, it's a project that may or may not happen, so you know, who cares, right? So I did another one. Again, the same thing. Really, I'm just doing this so that I could solidify their character designs because I really like the story. So if it's gonna really happen, this is the closest I'll get. You know, the more I make content for this potential project, the more possible it is to happen. And again, it also works well with my itinerary to figure out how to draw people here. I don't know what my skeleton for this is, what I used to form it, but either way, this is a character design of a person. I did this yesterday as well. Additionally, what I did yesterday is this one, and I also did it this morning, which looks very great. Very great. But the problem with this one is that I started with drawing the head. That's why the face looks pretty okay. Unlike the other ones, when I started drawing the body, the face gets weird. Also, because I started drawing with the face has awkwardly too much of the details. Comparison to the rest of him. Yeah, too much of the details on the face. I also screwed up with my idea for how this character is supposed to look. I also screwed up with that, but at least he looks fine, right? He looks G. Looks like a good piece of artwork, ish. And then I was also today, before I did the Mew Mew things, I was watching some of this guy, Kanan Lafferty. I don't know, I think he says his name in his videos, but I still haven't figured out how to pronounce it. So I watched the videos for drawing people in action poses. So I basically copied whatever he drew, sort of partially. I got this, and I got this. They all look awkward unlike the ones before, except for that arm though is really tiny. I should fix it. It's really tiny because I don't know why is this arm really tiny? Both his arms are really tiny. Are they? Oh no, the other arm is normal. This arm is tiny. Ugh, jeez. I'm gonna fix that right now. Edit, transform, cancel, edit, transform, retransform, scratch that. Arm should always be around half the thigh. But the arm goes a bit to the back, so it's okay if it's a bit shorter. But not as short as last time. It was like doesn't look like it worked. There, I think that should work. If that doesn't work, I can always move it around again. There, I did that. And then I also tried that action pose punch thing as he was doing it himself. So I basically copied it, sort of ish, and this is the thing. So yeah, that's what I did. So, bye, thanks!